One of the most frequently asked questions I get is, what are some tips for Payday 2? My first response is always that you should watch build videos and learn how to use the skills to make good builds. This way you optimize the skill points and potentially make the game a little easier on yourself as you learn more about it. For the higher difficulties especially, this becomes more important. One thing that is true with high difficulty builds is that a lot of the skills stay consistent throughout, but it sometimes gets tricky on prioritizing these skills as you gain skill points. If you're in the process of leveling up to the maximum level, then you will very rarely have all 120 skill points at your disposal, but spend most of your time with the 60 to 90 plus skill points. So what the hell should you spend these on, and in what order? I made some no infamy build videos for beginners when the game was free for a short period of time, and showed those builds as a progression instead of what you can do with the full 120 points. Those two beginner videos are linked below. One was a stealth build and the other was a heavy armor build, the two most accessible and easily played for beginners. If you're playing the death sentence difficulty consistently, I am also going to assume that you are a few infamies in, meaning infamy skill reductions are in play here. So let's take a look at my standard way of setting up a solid build for death sentence difficulty with the 1 down modifier. Regardless of the type of build I am making, my first slew of points, depending on how many I get after my first heist, I will always take mobility skills, so duck and cover for stamina and parkour for speed. Then it's resilience ace for protection against flashbangs, 9 lives ace for the extra down, and then on to inspire ace grabbing the doctor bags on the way. This first lump of points is 39, which requires you to be at level 33 to get. Technically at this level and build, you can run into a death sentence 1 down heist using rogue as the perk deck and a light crossbow and grenade launcher and still have 50 dodge. The next set of points is where builds can start to take their shape and become more dedicated to a cause. My first 9 points, however, will always go to Swan Song Ace. Maybe I'm just too accustomed to this skill now, but to not have the chance to unload on cops freely for 6 seconds or run to cover feels very odd. After this, it's time to decide if this build is going to need armor skills or not, or is it more dodge and or weapon based skills. If it's more dodge you want, then it's working towards Sneaky Bastard in the fugitive tree. Bear in mind that grabbing inner pockets basic will also help bring up concealment, along with optical illusions aced if you decide to take silencers on your weapons. Also grab duck and cover ace for the extra 10 dodge while sprinting. If high concealment weapons aren't your thing, you can invest an extra 8 points into Sneaky Bastard Ace, or not spend that and stay with the 50 dodge and use whatever weapons you like. It's a common misconception that you need a low detection to run dodge. No, you need a low detection to activate the extra dodge skills. You can still run 50 dodge with a 75 detection. If increasing your dodge isn't priority, then maybe it's weapon skills. If shotguns are your flavour, then onto the shotgunnery in Enforcer, and make sure you get the overkill basic skill that gives you the 75% damage boost after you get a shotgun kill. The same idea applies to pistols, but from the gunslinger tree within Fugitive. If armour is your cup of tea, whether you want the actual heavy piece, the ICTV or not, you will need to go up the tank tree in Enforcer, grabbing more armour related skills as you go. Also note that some armour regen skills do not apply when the Anarchist perk deck is used. Depending on the tree you focused on here, assuming we didn't take the top skill ace, we've used around 65 to 70 skill points, which is attainable from around levels 55 to 60. From this point on, gaining levels becomes less frequent, meaning that you'll need to chip away at getting skills instead of being able to just fill up skill trees. Now I generally start to take these skills that bolster the already good setup. Next options are to either add a second section from the previous part. For example, if you went towards dodge in the last set of points, you could now go for some weapon skills, either pistols, assault rifles, shotguns or snipers. Or vice versa, you got weapon skills before and now you can go for more dodge or armor. If not that route, then my next choices are typically damage increasing or ancillary skills. To me, this means starting on the Joker skills, critical hit skills, berserker skills, or skills to continue increases in stability, concealment, or accuracy. What the best track to take here is to pick up skills that can actually help in the short term while you build up enough skill points to get the skills you actually want. For example, if you have 1 point left, put that into Underdog Basic or Steady Grip, then when you gain a few more points, remove that skill and put them all together to get a skill you actually want in the build. The final stages of points, which come extremely slow once you get to levels 85 and onwards, go towards rounding out the build with nice to have finishing touches. Here I'll work towards maybe Feign Death, Aced and Messiah Aced, which together give a great ability to go solo and save the day. The latter points can also be good to grab more weapon skills to improve secondaries or increase total ammo efficiency and support. It really is with these last points that can make some drastic differences to builds, whether it's Hostage Taker and Stockholm Syndrome, or Frenzy and Berserker or Body Expertise and Surefire. This is really where the diversity of builds come from, and having multiple different versions allow you to change up playstyles. So there is a quick guide on how I structure my builds. You may well do it very differently, and I think it's important to get a few different angles on this, as it's never a one size fits all. That being said, let me know in the comments below what your can't live without skills are, and also what skills you never ever use.